I used to think my faith was strong. Then we started trying to conceive.
I'm trying so hard not to be scared.
Hi, my name is Sara and welcome to my channel, Faith, Fertility, and Us. This is a space where I wanted to share the real, raw journey of navigating infertility, holding on to hope, and finding that faith in life's messiest moments. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I wanted to share a piece of my story, the honest truth about how trying to conceive completely broke me, but also how it's shaping me into someone much stronger. I remember thinking, if it was meant to be, it'll happen. We were so excited to start this new chapter, to grow our family. We even had this running joke on the hand side of the family in Mexico, and it was the baby making trip. Yes, cringy and all, but we envisioned sharing this experience with Morgan and Travis, Brady's brother and his wife. We were so happy when we found out they were pregnant, but as months and months and months passed and we still weren't pregnant, I was beginning to think that this was normal for us. But deep down, a little tiny seed of doubt started to take root in my heart. And little did I know, this would be laying the foundation for the next year and years to come. And that's when I began to question my faith. I began to ask questions that I've never asked myself before, like, why us? What are we doing wrong? Is this some kind of test? God, am I broken?
And I'm just trying to stay really calm and have lots of positivity and faith in the science and the doctors.
And when I say broke, I didn't mean like break a bone or anything. No. I mean, it shattered my expectations, challenged my self-worth, and it took a serious toll on my mental, emotional well-being. Trying to conceive broke me. It broke my expectations on what this journey was supposed to be like, what my family was supposed to look like, my confidence in my body, because as a woman, you're just supposed to get pregnant. That's just part of the process. I started to question everything. When I say broke, this is my definition. The state of being emotionally, physically, financially drained, yet holding on to the hope of creating life amidst the fragments of unmet expectations, unrelenting treatments, and unwavering love. Here are some specific examples of how I felt broke along my infertility journey. Emotional exhaustion. The constant cycle of hope and disappointment didn't just affect my emotions. You see, it seeped into every part of who I was, touching my self-esteem, my relationships, and my sense of control. Ugh, that hits deep, and I know it will for a lot of you too. And even how I saw myself and others around me. It was like my self-worth was tied to my ability to conceive. And with every failed attempt, that worth felt smaller and smaller and smaller. It wasn't just internal. You see, it bled into every relationship imaginable. My work, my friends, my family, my husband and I's relationship. Nothing was untouched. Infertility put a strain on my marriage with Brady. At one point, it did feel broken. We were at our lowest of lows. And I'll tell that story for another video. But infertility is such a lonely experience. Even though like you and your partner are doing this together, it is very isolating because you grieve very differently. And you might not have friends or family that understand the experience that you're going through. There'll be awkward silences. There'll be well-meaning comments like, hey, just relax. It'll happen. When you're not trying, you'll get pregnant. Those comments will just get more and more annoying as you go through your journey. So we breathe through them. Even though we want to punch somebody in the face sometimes, we refrain from that. And the hardest part about all of this, about infertility in general, is the loss of control. You can't control anything, no matter how hard you try. And that is really, really hard for people like me. News alert! Infertility doesn't let you set goals. I've always been the type of person that'll set a goal like, hey, we're gonna go through IVF and this is gonna happen and then this is gonna happen. But guess what? Infertility breaks all control over building a family. No matter how many supplements you take, if you tracked everything perfectly, no matter how much effort you put in, you could put in a million% and it still isn't good enough. And you still can't control it. It felt like my future family, the family that I wanted, the family that I dreamed of, was slipping through my fingers, and I was powerless to stop it. And if that wasn't enough, there was constant comparison with those around me. Seeing others get pregnant was a unique kind of heartbreak. You see, every pregnancy announcement felt like I was losing my dream. And I'd scroll and see those baby bump photos or those gender reveals, and I'd want to be happy for them so much, but I couldn't help but feel like I was falling behind. It wasn't jealousy, it was just grief for my own unmet dreams. Each of these struggles, like my self-esteem, my relationships, my sense of control, and the comparisons, all were pieces of the puzzle that broke me during this journey. But they also became the reasons that I've learned to fight harder, to find hope in the darkest of moments, and tell my story so you, yes you, the one who's watching this video, does not feel alone. Because you're not alone. I'm right here with you. I don't just want this video to be a sad video. I want you to also know that there's hope beyond infertility. And while I'm still in my journey and I'm figuring out, I want to let you know that I have done things to put the pieces of my brokenness and infertility back together. You see, journaling has been one of my best friends. I'm able to pour out all that pain and that frustration and the grief and all my thoughts onto paper, and that ultimately helps me have a clearer head. The other thing that I do is I joined a Bible study group, and the girls over the last 3 years have helped me tremendously. So shout out to the group. You know who you are if you're watching this video. Thank you for the support. I have found so much peace in that group with the girls and reading the Bible and just learning how God tells me that I'm not broken and that I'm beautifully and wonderfully made in His image. Brady and I have also worked on our communication. We have went to couples counseling and learned how to communicate better and build both of our broken pieces together so we can have something wonderful and beautiful. So I'm happy to say that currently we are thriving, and I couldn't be happier. If you're going through infertility or a similar struggle, I want you to know that you're not alone. This journey is hard, but there is hope and there is healing, even when it feels out of reach. If you found value out of this video, don't forget to hit that like and hit that subscribe button so you can see more and not miss a beat. I'll be sharing tips about my journey, navigating infertility, how faith and resilience helped me keep moving forward. Let's build a community together where we can support each other and lift each other up. In the comments, feel free to share what you liked about this video or what else you'd like to see from me. Sometimes messy, always real. Let's do it together. Sometimes messy, always real. Let's do this together. Yeah, no, that was awkward.